It's the rundown, Monday, August 28th. And if it's Monday, you know we're bringing the heavy hitters to the rundown. It's your pal Clem here. We got my guy, Robbie Fox, my fellow basement boy there, my fellow comrade in the parenting game, Kate Barstool as well. It's a
Yeah.
rundown scoregami, as Robbie Fox put it. And that's the perfect way to put it. Random crew, but a great crew, a crew that I could not be happier to be with. And let's all split some high news together. Not Kate, you could watch. We'll save one for you. We'll put one on ice for you for the future. But
I'm
me,
dreaming
Bob
of the
Fox,
day.
we're getting our high news out because the sun is out and so are your friends. So grab some high news, fill up your cooler, and head to the pool, golf course, or lakeside rental with a pool and a golf course. Our girl Kate can hit the lakes up in Chicago now. No big
Yep.
deal. And Bob Fox, famous Jersey Shore guy, loves himself the Jersey Shore. And I just had a little weekend in Saratoga. Lived, I imagine, a much different life than Dave Portnoy was living up there, but a good one nonetheless with some college friends. So High Noon is made with real spirits and real juice, unlike other seltzers that are made with malt. The pool pack is only here for the summer. So now's the time to enjoy lime, peach, and two limited edition favorites, guava and kiwi. I was past a few kiwis that I drank responsibly on the dance floor over the weekend and had myself a beautiful time. I love it. It is by far my favorite. And we were dancing. We were a bunch of college kids just having fun, having the time of our lives. So look for the High Noons on Drizly or at your local convenience or liquor store, or visit highnoonspirits.com to find it near you. So we're going to pop open a High Noon and we're going to pour it out with our first topic here. RIP to the great Bob Barker. He passed away over the weekend at the age of 99. As someone said, as close as you could get to $1 without getting there. He hosted The Price is Right for 35 years. An absolute legend of the game. I actually didn't even see this. It was off my radar, and it was devastating when I found out. My guy was always Trebek, but Bob Barker was always a close number two. I'm going to start with Kate because I think we had a little more experience with Bob Barker than our boy Bob Fox, unfortunately. Thoughts?
Well, my thought was what I saw a lot of other people my age, not going to give my age away, but tweeting, was that when you were home from school on a sick day, Bob Barker was your guy. He kept you company. And Plinko, all those games, the wheel, my dream was to one day spin that big wheel. But there was nothing like your mom bringing you up some Tostino pizza rolls, because when you're sick, that's what moms bring you. Having a little Bob Barker on, and yeah, I straight up loved that show. And when you were in the Marines, they were always looking for people to go to that show. They were always, and I regret to this day that I didn't go on one of those trips, because they always had a ton of military people going up there, and huge regret of mine not going to Price is Right.
They did have a lot of military outfits now that you say it. So I guess that kind of makes sense. And you're like, nah, I don't have time for Bob Barker. Is that what you
I don't
said?
have time for
I'd rather just hang out here in the desert with these dudes right now instead of going to see Bob.
Huge
was it
regret
just
of
a
mine.
sign up thing too? You said that they were trying to get you to go. You could just sign up and go to Price is Right if you wanted.
They were always looking for groups to go. They always, yeah. And I guess not that they had a huge shortage, because for 35 years still going strong, there's always a line around the block for people to even get in and get on that show. But that would be the dream. Get dressed up, go, guess the numbers right.
Oh, the absolute best. I love that show. Bob Fox. Now, you were old enough to have a little bit of Bob Barker until you're you weren't a baby or anything during Bob Barker's heyday. So I feel like that was still in the Fox household, and your brother always, the oldest soul at Barstool, Robbie Fox. He likes his favorite Batman is the TV show from the 70s. So
yeah, 60s. They didn't make it into the 70s. Yeah, 66. But all due respect, I couldn't believe Bob Barker was still alive. I had no idea he was still alive. But he also was the guest host of Monday Night Raw at one point in time. So, I have a little bit of Bob Barker wrestling knowledge, a little bit of Bob Barker reruns, and like you said, a little bit of Price is Right, I think. And then I think Drew Carey took over when I was pretty young, though. But yeah, he's a legend, obviously a legend, a legendary Bob as well. So, pour one out.
Bob Love. I like the Bob Love there.
Fun factoid you can share at the bar. Do you know why his microphone was so long and skinny and cute?
No.
Because they didn't want guests to be nervous, and they found that guests got really nervous with a traditional news microphone. So they wanted the microphone to look goofy and whimsical, so that guests felt like they were on just a pretend whatever, instead of being like interviewed by a news person kind of thing. So they made a specifically like wacky looking microphone. That fact
That's
is
a
sure
great fun
pennies
fact.
at the bar. So
That's a great fun fact. I like that.
Yeah.
And also, when you see a long mic like that or something like that, people call it like, oh, Bob Barker mic. They immediately, you know, he's synonymous with that. So
he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing.
That fact confirmed fun. I will be using it on everybody. Not fun fact that I learned over the weekend. I heard my wife said that she overheard a couple like younger kids talking about it, and they're like, Bob Barker died, and they said, who's that? And they said, it's the guy that fought Happy Gilmore in Happy Gilmore. I'm like, oh God damn
Price is wrong, bitch.
Shout out to Bob for throwing the B word around. You know, he kind of had like an image to uphold, and he said, no, I'm gonna throw the B word and knock out Happy Gilmore. I always appreciated that about him very much.
People forget he was a huge PETA guy, and
really?
He ended every show with "This is Bob Barker, reminding you to help control the animal population, have your pet spayed or neutered." He ended every show for like a zillion years that way, and PETA was putting up. And I feel like he's the only guy who can straddle the line where everyone's always so annoyed by PETA, but we're like, but Bob's cool though. We'll allow it with Bob.
Yeah. I feel like that there are probably a lot of dogs and cats like popping bottles of champagne right now that Bob's gone, because they don't have to worry about their bits and pieces.
Again.
They're fucking, yeah.
Let's
go. He's gone.
Two quick content things about Price is Right. One, there's a Netflix doc called Perfect Bid, The Contestant Who Knew Too Much. Really, really awesome story about this guy who basically like watched so much Price is Right. He had all the answers in his head, and he would go and help people win prizes. He went up. I watched it. Definitely recommend it. And the other thing is, Drew Carey is in his 16th year. That blew my goddamn mind. Like, time isn't real anymore. I think ever since the pandemic, time ceased to exist. But that one especially, it feels like that's more than half of Bob's life has been, or Robbie's life has been, Drew Carey.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to bring up another Barstool content Price is Right thing. I mean, Loud Sean, the all-time clip of Loud Sean on Price is Right.
Was he on Price is Right?
Losing his mind, Kate. He's in a Hawaiian shirt. He's like running down the aisle to Bob. It's amazing.
How did I miss that? Oh, nice.
Great.
John Rich is going to throw it in here. We're going to see it. It's going to be a beautiful thing. And Portnoy saw it and absolutely loved it. And I felt from that moment on, Loud Sean was in like Portnoy's good graces just for being on the Price is Right. Let's go around the room. Favorite Price is Right game?
The Plinko.
Plinko. And fun fact
so
about
much
Plinko.
Fun.
Another panty dropper coming your way. Fellas, use this at the bar Friday. There have only ever been 10 official Plinko chips ever made, and those are still the ones that they use. They've only got 10 of them. They were special made, and those are still the ones they use.
Wow, that's incredible.
I'm not just making that up.
Kate, you're full of them today. This is great. This is Monday vibes right now. Kate's educating you. Every day's a school day, fellas.
I faked sick a lot as a kid, and so I was really into it.
Yep, it was always Sports Center into Price is Right to me, and then once noon hits, you're just like basically you're out of you're so just focused on getting to the rest of the day. Big Cat's on the hot seat right now. I think that much is pretty clear. I don't know if he's going to be on Monday Rundowns because Kate's just going to be dropping fun fact heat on our asses, and they're going to have no choice but just me, Bob, and Kate. It's going to be the new big three. That's how it's going to be.
I thought you were saying you were upset about Big Cat because of what he texted us last night.
Oh yeah, no,
that wasn't that he got in. It was almost problematic, to be honest. I don't even know if we're allowed to say it on the rundown.
People have been canceled for less.
We don't hear from Big Cat very often on a group text. I don't know if he's ever texted me and Clem in a group text, but late on Sunday night, he texted us, "Is Yoda an animal?"
Well,
I guess they were doing the Mount Rushmore of fictional animals. No, of course not, Kate. I said he's an animal in the same way you or I are animals. He's an alien. He's a species. He's a race, you know?
I feel like he's an animal, like a lizard.
Oh, come on.
You're going to get us in trouble, Kate. This is the worst
thing
that's
Yoda
ever been said on
Barstool. You think amphibians can be one with
category.
the Force? Ugh.
His little
Don't
hands,
do this to us.
Ears.
Don't do this to us, Kate.
He speaks English. He can use the Force, and I'm pretty sure he can wipe his own ass. And that's
you know who ages really slowly? Reptiles.
Don't do this to us. Come on, Kate. He's a Jedi master. Like, are reptiles able to fuck with Luke like he does? I don't think so.
Those super old turtles, probably, yeah. I don't know.
This is tough because I also love turtles, especially the older ones. When you see like, oh, a zoo post, happy 900th birthday to fucking Frederick the Turtle, my heart was warmed.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It
Not
doesn't make
cool.
me think that much, no.
Not cool at all. Not cool at all. By the way, my favorite Price is Right game, cliffhangers, because the yodeling, yodele, yodele, yodele.
Yeah.
I always like
Yeah.
that. But I think Plinko's like the chalk. I think you have to go Plinko. But I just liked hearing the song and all that. So RIP our boy Bob Barker, that is. We love you. And now we're gonna go someone with a little bit of a reviving, if you may. Tom Brady's alleged girlfriend. All right. Did we get the name? Do we have the name right on this right here? Because we said it the first time, Bob, and I still haven't learned it. Arena Shake?
Arena Shrek.
Arena Shrek is posting selfies on vacation with her ex Bradley Cooper. She was photographed on vacation after rumors about her and Tom Brady, hooking up, getting together. I don't know. Jerry's been blogging the shit out of it. Free page views, basically, when Tom Brady is dating a new lovely lady in this universe. Kate, is this kind of the thing to do? Is if you're looking to get attention from your ex, you just start dating Tom Brady and you kind of just have him just waiting for you in open arms?
So I had dated the entire Hard Factor cast before I got to Pat. And then finally, I needed to make those guys jealous. Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty good move, especially, I mean, it's an Eagles guy. Bradley Cooper's an Eagles guy. And so to go, there's pretty good rivalry there to hop over to Tom Brady, but then to post again. But mostly it just kills me. She's the same age as me. And so I was looking at pictures of her before the show. That's not good for my soul. It's not good for my soul in general.
Well, she's probably got that Hollywood, fountain of youth, anti-aging. She's on stuff that is not natural.
I don't know. Fun fact, panty dropper. She's Russian. Her father was a Russian coal miner.
Oh, then I don't want to say anything bad about her.
I feel like
have a scattered history with the Russians.
That guy.
Robbie was on a Russian hit list, I'm pretty sure, at some point.
At one point, I think I was, so I'm not going to say anything bad about the Russians. At first, I saw that they were just taking pictures on vacation. I think they have a kid together, so I was like, oh, that's fine. They're taking their kid on vacation. Like, people are making a big deal out of this. But then I saw the pictures, and it seems like Bradley Cooper was like taking topless photos of her while she had like her hand over the boobs and stuff. And I don't think those are kid pictures. So, I think Bradley Cooper heard the rumors and was like, I'm Bradley Cooper, get back over here. He probably put on the Star is Born voice, his Sam Elliott voice, said, I want to take another look at you. And he got her back right in.
Bob, that's a voice right there. Is that how you landed Lady Fox? Is using that voice?
That's actually an imitation of an imitation. If you ask Glenny Balls to do an impression, that's the only one he's got. He just has, I want to take another look at you in that Bradley Cooper voice. Yeah.
I feel too, they definitely have to be, because like you said, it's not just co-parenting. Like a broken up couple co-parenting, your hands aren't on the boobs or whatever, because even regular parenting, that doesn't happen anymore. Like that's a rare, there's something extra going on. We haven't touched each other in 3 years. So I don't know, but that's definitely, that quashes the rumors for me that she's with Tom.
How did we make this baby again? I have no idea. I
can't
even
idea
tell you how it happened. It's
no idea. So there's some kind of spark. That's like proof of a spark to me. I don't know.
It is Instagram season. I feel like I've seen a lot of people at the beach over the last week or two. I feel like everyone's been on vacation before, obviously, Labor Day, and then we're back to the grind of fall, football, all that stuff. So, I mean, I guess it's worth a shot. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like Tom Brady doesn't lose the girl. That doesn't just happen. Unless
I feel like Bradley Cooper doesn't lose the girl, though.
That's true.
That's the thing. Is like Tom Brady could throw a football, right? But he could only throw a football for X amount of years, right? I mean, we've seen that. Bradley Cooper can be a friggin' silver fox actor, singer, director until he's Clint Eastwood, So like, I don't know. I think you put Bradley Cooper up against Tom Brady. It's a much closer fight than you think.
Brady's starting to do those Hertz commercials, though. That's kind of he's dipping his toe in, so he's maybe following.
It's true. He was in Ted too. Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like Tom Brady's going to be the president of the United States one day if he wants it. If he wants it, it's a layup. I think he could do it, but I just don't know if he wants it that much. Kate, as the woman on the podcast right now, who do you? Well, you're choosing the Eagles fan,
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, like Tom Brady. It's a little boring to me.
Yeah, it's a little robotic.
There's something about him that I'm like, yeah, you're hot, but like, I want a guy who we're smoking cigarettes, maybe we're doing maybe a couple drugs. And I feel like Tom Brady's not going to be that guy. Bradley, maybe. I don't know.
Catherine, my
Tom
mom
Brady
could be
wants everyone
watching
in the
us.
house on. Yeah, he wants everyone on TB12 method, eating avocados.
Yeah, there's no edge to that for me. And I
No.
need like a little bit of trash. And I feel like Bradley Cooper's super hot, and there's like the chance of a little bit of trash in there. I like that.
Little
Spicy.
Delco in the boy, if you may, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, good thing we didn't just spend the last 5 minutes trashing Tom Brady after the company got bought by his biggest fan in the world. So good job by us there, putting our job in the hot seat as well.
Still would, respectfully.
Well, one thing I guarantee that Bradley Cooper and his exes are not doing is probably doing a lot of sleeping. But people like me and Kate, we need our sleep. We need it so badly. The kids have us up early. They're waking up in the middle of the night, all that stuff. Anytime you can get to sleep, you need it. And that's why you got to go to Mattress Firm. Everyone needs quality sleep to feel restored and to function at their best. And to achieve this, the right mattress matters. Luckily, Mattress Firm is here to help. Their sleep experts receive over 200 hours of sleep training to help match with the right mattress and bedding accessories for your needs. Kate, I'm going to volunteer myself for sleep training. Would you like to join me with Mattress Firm there?
Oh my God, Mattress Firm, please. For the love of God, yes, I'll be your top recruit.
Bob, you don't get to enter this conversation because you're still living in the fantasy world.
Yeah.
So, with their actually, no, you are a dog dad now, and you're starting to live that like 5:30 a.m. Got to walk the dog early, and you need your sleep as well. So, with their low price guarantee, you can be confident that you'll find your purchased mattress at the best price with Mattress Firm. And if you're not totally satisfied after 120 nights, they'll pair you with a new one. So visit a store near you or go to mattressfirm.com. The right mattress matters. Mattress Firm will find yours. I see the lights flickering. I'm just going to tell you right now, if I disappear, I lost power. And that happens sometimes in the summer here in the Coast City, Clem. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm just going to put everyone.
I saw the lights flicker too. I didn't want to mention it. I just thought maybe the basement has had low ads recently. I don't know if you're reaching the bills on that.
Yeah. Moving along. We have the food god here. The food god, Jonathan Cheban, don't really know how to pronounce it, is suing Korean barbecue sauce company for $20 million. Apparently, he is claiming that one of their glass bottles burst into shards, cut his hand open, and he claims he suffered losses like the ability to use his hands in his social media posts, in his advertisements, and his ability to sponsor various food items. He's suing the manufacturer of the sauce.
Just say jerking off, Jonathan. Just say it's hard to jerk off now.
Thank you.
That to me is the most impactful. That if I was on the jury, I'd be like, my God.
Guilty. Give that guy all the money right now. 20 million, 30 million. Make it 30 million. Good call, Kate. That's a girl that knows the way the world works, unfortunately, but that is the way it works. What do you have on the food guide here, Bobo?
So, as a guy who thinks he knows a little bit about how the Barstool world works,
as a guy I'm going to defend.
I'm going to defend the food god because I'm pretty sure he's Dave's friend. The way he describes the bottle exploding is hysterical. He says that he took it out of the fridge and it just went like exploded the second he took it out. That is hard to believe. If it really did shatter in his hand and he got hot sauce in a cut, though, oh my God, that sounds horrendous. So I'm with him. 20 mil to the food god. Get it to him. He deserves 40 mil. He's asking for a low price. He's giving you the friends and family discount. Hot sauce company. Shout out Dave.
I will say it's suspicious. I saw a photo of the bottle and like the lid is still intact and like sealed and everything. It's the rest that did explode. But I'm like, did it accidentally hit the edge of the counter? Because there's like the egg challenge where people can't even crush an egg in their hands. So how does a bottle of hot sauce do that? But then again, I was thinking, long divorce now. But when I got married a long time ago, I still will say the wedding was a fucking banger. Best time ever. One of my second cousins made everybody a beer to take home that had like a label with us as a couple on it or whatever. On the way home, those bottles started exploding in everyone's cars, like shatter exploding on their own. It was a sign. It turns out it was a sign of imminent divorce. But so like, I guess beer is different with the carbonation and everything, but I feel like that packaging is like a weird thing. Like, I do feel like shit like that can happen. And
that is a very Kate thing to happen too.
I know. Well, I Googled the reviews of this sauce and nobody else is talking about the bottles though. I feel like if that's going to happen, that's not like a one-off. And I haven't seen anything else about anyone else's bottles exploding. So maybe he's got just a really good grip. I don't know.
I mean, he squeezed the fuck out of it if that's the case. If nobody else is doing it. I love the story of all the beer bottles exploding in all of your wedding guest cars as they're driving home. That needs to be in a skit or something one day. Just all the cuts to every car. Just holy shit, what the fuck was that?
It was a sign. It was a sign. A lot of veterans with exploding bottles in their cars driving home from our.
Oh no,
that's a good thing to happen. Yeah. Oh my god. That happened in Breaking Bad. Didn't Hank's like homebrew start exploding in the garage, and he thought like he was under attack or something like that?
Exactly. Yes.
Oh my god.
Schrader brew.
Brew, yes.
Schrader brow.
Schrader brow,
something like that. Yeah.
So it can happen.
He makes that in real life now.
It can happen, but 20 million though.
I also got to know if he named himself the food god. I'm very like if he was named food god by someone, God bless. I'm known as the mini snacks god. I got that name from someone else. If I name myself the mini snacks god, I'm a dickhead, right? But this guy's friends with Dave, so he's definitely not a dickhead if he's friends with Dave.
Dave actually said this is actually from Dave. He said he thought he was a dickhead when he first like heard about him and then met him and was like, oh, he's a great guy.
All right.
Yeah.
I remember him saying that on the Dave Portnoy show. So that's all I know about the guy.
Food guy, confirmed good guy. Definitely not faking glass exploding in his hands, but this does seem a little fishy here to the three people on the panel. Something that's definitely not fishy. Donald Trump reporting that he won a golf club championship, posted a 67, and he said, "I am pleased to report for those that care that I just won the senior club championship, shooting a round of 67. Now, some people will think that sounds low, but there is no hanky lanky." All right. Many people watch. Plus, I'm surrounded by Secret Service agents. I have won many club championships, and it is always a great honor. I'm not even going to try to do that impression. Kate, our senior, I guess, political person on the panel right now, give us your thoughts, please. I don't think it's Donald Trump.
He's super fit. He's what? He's 6'5", 200 pounds.
215.
I believe, if you're in that good of shape, what's stopping you from hitting a 50 out there? I don't know, but I totally believe this. Well, but do you think, say this is true, that's the final score? It's either him kind of fudging it and making it up, or the people around him bending over backwards to make sure he believes he got that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I can see that happening too, which is the kind of life I would love to live. People going out of their way to make me think my life is fucking sick would be pretty cool. But
maybe it's somewhere in between where it's like he knows, but he turns around, he's like, how many strokes is that? And they're like, you're putting for par, sir.
Yeah, he's like, exactly.
He just like winks to me. He's like, okay, sounds good. And It's just never acknowledged. But yeah, I love this. I don't know if he's better at golf or Vladimir Putin's better at hockey. I think it's hysterical that he got out in front of it in the tweet too, where he announced it. He was like, by the way, I know everyone's going to think this is fake, but I swear it isn't. Like, many people saw me. I've won many championships. Many is his favorite word because it could mean however many as he thinks. We were, I think, talking about this at Frankie's wedding. We're shocked that he wants to be president again because of how much work it seems like. We're surprised he hasn't said, I'm running for king or something like that. Just make up a title that seems bigger than president. You take politics out of it. You give him the same powers like the royal family, but he just wears a crown around and he's like, I'm the king of America. Seems like everybody wins.
Sold.
Yeah, you don't even have to run. You don't have to do debates. You don't have to do anything. Worry about votes.
He can do all of it, but it's just for it's like when Jake Paul, it's like boxing. It's like he's just making himself a nice little career. You could do the same thing for Trump. Put out those 0-5 debaters. And there you go.
I will say it has to be maddening. Say this golf score is 100% true and he absolutely crushed it. And it has to be maddening for him to look and be like, God damn it. No one's going to believe me right now. But I know this is true. If that's the case, got to be a little frustrating. So who knows?
He's shooting a 67. I don't know anything about it, but I would imagine he belongs on the PGA Senior Tour, right? That's an unbelievable score. Am I crazy?
Yeah, no, that's a legit score right there. I don't know what the courses are like that he's playing in this championship, but 67.
Is it just Trump National over and over again?
Barstool has ruined my idea of what good golf is. Because I'm all I see is Trent, and I'm like, anything under 100 is like superb, right?
Agreed, Kate. I'm the exact same way. I'm like, he's so much better than Trent.
Wow,
he
got
must
under
be a professional.
100? Yeah.
And speaking of which, I know in the PGA, Victor Hovland won yesterday, which was a big deal. And his first meal after he won, Chipotle. So all the fucking haters out there, anyone who took Chipotle won in the fast food draft, well, meal champions right there, number one in your programs right there. So Victor Hovland, shout out to you. Moving along, I'm still a little bitter from the comments that I was receiving.
I feel like that hurts you a little bit, just a premier athlete going to it instead of like a junk fast food spot. But I'm not going to mention that. Move on.
What do you think Trump ate after he had it? After he won, he won with the Big Mac, right?
McDonald's,
McDonald's for
sure.
Taco Bowl.
Oh, true. He loves
Hispanics.
It's true.
Come on.
Still the most absurd tweet I've ever seen in my life. Rounding things out here, this one hits for a couple of the people on the panel. European airline to make the first ever adults-only section on an airplane. Let's see. Correndo Airlines is making an adults-only section on the plane. Got to be 16 years or older to get into it. They're going to put up, your little first-class curtain separating the kid havers from the kid not havers. I believe $75 to get into that spot. A little extra bonus surcharge you have to pay. And the best part about it, no one can bitch and moan about people putting their kids on the plane. Kate, as someone that will probably, occasionally making a flight from Chicago back here to the East Coast to see family and friends. What are your thoughts about all this?
I have flown with my son a bunch now, and we had one of those moments on the way to Arkansas to see my brother at Christmas where I was like, we're about to go viral because my son screamed for no matter what I did. There was people, the flight attendants were in the aisle blowing up gloves like balloons. There was people like dancing for him.
Man.
Everyone around me was desperate for him to shut up, and I couldn't do anything. I sweat through 3 layers because I was so anxious. So to me, if I was in a section of all kids losing their marbles, I would have been like, this is fine. For me, I'm like, good. Put the people who don't want to be around the kids up there. That's wonderful. I don't mind them being separated because I will feel less self-conscious on those rare trips where the wheels fall off. You know what I'm saying? So I actually don't mind this. And yeah, it's better than seeing them cry about it on Twitter.
I'd almost pay the $75 for them to be in the separate spot. And
exactly.
Then it's just pure chaos in the back, runny noses. We're all going to get sick because of daycare, crayons mashed into the carpet, baby puke everywhere. And like the 6 savages in the back with us that don't care. Just put on a set of headphones. I think babies crying on the plane has become like the new thing that everyone just complains about, and no one really deals with all that much unless apparently you're with Kate and there's balloon animals being made in the aisles to set a little cash down. Bob Fox as the non-confirmed sex haver on the podcast. What are your takes on this?
I feel like I do deal with this a lot on planes. I have like a text thread. I never tweet about it or anything because I understand the parents can't do anything about it most times. But I have a text thread with my family where I'll just send them like a video of my face, like on a flight, like giving a thumbs up as someone screams behind me. And it's always like the seat behind me. So this sounded good in theory, but the more I think about it, the more it doesn't make any sense to me, because if you have like 4 rows in the front of the plane where it's no kids, that 4th row is 1 row away from where kids are allowed, right? So the last row on the plane, or the first, however is lined up, is always going to be 1 row away from kids. That doesn't make any sense to me unless you do exit row, but somehow, I don't know. I don't think this is ever going to work.
This is my retort to that. I do feel like I don't never know what's going on in first class. You know what I mean? I feel like that somehow that curtain is like made of like fucking adamantium or vibranium. I don't know how it works, but I just feel like I forget they even exist on the plane. And if they can do that level of, I'd say it's like the Berlin Wall. It's like fucking, it's amazing how much it can work. So, but that is a fair point. But yeah, I don't know. I love that they're charging the other people instead of charging us extra to take the kids on the plane. They're charging all the people bitching and moaning about it all. So it feels like a little win for the people that are exhausted 24/7 and draining all their money into their kids.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Also, I think I'm just thinking of, say there's an attacker on the plane.
Oh,
I feel like the safe section to be, if I'm an attacker, I'm not sitting where the mom and dad strength is. Those people are crazy. I'm sitting up front with the people not paying attention. So I feel like you're really safe. I don't know though.
But if you're sitting up front, you run the risk of sitting next to Mark Wahlberg.
True.
He's in first class, and you don't want to be next to that guy if you're an attacker.
He's going to save the day no matter what. Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But that's the other side of it, is like, we hear a lot about the kids and the chaos that kids cause on plane. How about the people that are clearly single and blackout drunk and just causing fights on the plane and getting the plane? Those are the people that are going viral. They're the ones we blog about all the time. Fuck you guys. You guys spend your $75, get into your fights. And I know it's not the parents that are trying to get off that plane as soon as possible, because then you're just leaving the kid unattended and then they're hanging from the top. So I'm just here trying to defend the parents. I feel like we take a really bad rap because of our idiot.
At least my son's never tried to light a cigarette on the plane. I've seen that on a flight back from Vegas once.
Were you the one doing it, Kate? Be honest.
I was going to say, was that you or Pat?
I was. Me and Bradley Cooper were getting a little crazy.
So that's the rundown. After show announcement Jeff D. made over the weekend. 1 versus 1 dozen tournament, 32 players, tournament style.
All right, everyone. The Dozen Trivia League, a little bit of a rebrand there. Season 4 kicks off in October, our play-in tournament to determine the last 4 teams getting into the league for Season 4, as the road to crowning our 4th champion fully kicks off in November with all of the teams you know and love. But we got to give you something in September. I said this summer we had 2 things for you. First off, we launched dailydozentrivia.com. Go there. Many more things coming there in terms of features in the very near future. But I said we had something else, and that something else was our first ever 1v1 tournament. We've been recording it and writing it all summer long, and it kicks off on our new YouTube channel on September 4th. More details to come on that.
Honestly, I'm just happy to announce it, because I was like, if I somehow spill the beans that I, recorded an episode of this, he's going to basically best case scenario, never talk to me again. Worst case scenario, kill me. Happy it's out there. Round 1, the Basement Boys have been divided. Jeff's been I think he's secretly a little jealous of our friendship, Robbie. So he's trying to poison the well. And I don't like it one bit.
Keeps trying to pit us against each other. Yeah, it's like even in the teams, he would try to set up the bracket so we would face each other. It never wound up working out that way. So he made this whole one-on-one tournament, enlisted 32 people just so he could have me and Clem face each other. It was very rude of him.
The man with a haircut that expensive, he'll go to no end's length to try to have the way to play out the way he wants. It is kind of interesting, though. I know at some point they were talking different hosts or different guests throughout the thing. Mincy was in the mix. Is it true that Mincy said he will not be on a podcast with Robbie Fox after what happened with the Honkers? Is there any truth to this rumor, Robbie?
I believe that's true. Yeah, we're not talking right now. We're not on speaking terms. No, as of this moment, no.
Well, Mincy is such a volatile guy. He's really hard to get along with. So I'm sure Robbie didn't do anything that bad.
Yeah, no, nothing. Just, traded him off the team.
But you know what? Rundown isn't live, or else we could get in trouble for something.
Yeah.
We already have enough heat for what we were saying about Arena Shake before Tom Brady in general. So hopefully we're good there. But the dozen coming back in form. But he also snuck in. It's not the actual dozen's not coming back to November. So it's getting later and later. Jeff D. is pushing the start of the season back. People are going to get upset. But Robbie and I have the battle of the basement. Lots of good. It's
a really good match too.
Yeah, it's a really good match.
Jeff admitted one of the best matches of the tournament.
Best looking match of the tournament too. Just 2 studs going at it, showing off their big brains and better.
People are like, faces. Oh shit, this is like we're watching Tom Brady and Bradley Cooper battle it out.
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly how it went there. And then obviously the Daily Dozen, great game. Nothing to make you feel smart and then feel absolutely furious about one fun fact that you wish Kate had told you about at some point during your lives, because it's always 1 or 2 that I just turn red and then I just go radio silent. I don't tweet out the losses. Shout out to everyone that tweets out. I only do the wins. If I win, you see a perfectly green grid. Other than that, I just eat that shit and it's as if I never played.
I have never won, which is why I'm not part of the dozen. I
never got a perfect grid.
You think
I tweeted out if I get a sports one right, because it's always a guess. The top 3 are always just complete shot in the dark guesses for me. Today I got one right, so I threw it out there.
Hey,
I got a phone a friend from someone. I have my buddies Annie and Jamie. They got the snack question wrong on Sunday, so they were double dipping. They said, we're calling you for the double dip, and I knew Pringles was the answer, so I got it. So if anyone ever wants to double dip me, I'll give you out my number, and we'll go from there. I'll leave it in. I'll tweet it out after this show is over. But that's the rundown. An absolute pleasure. Your new Monday crew is here. We're here for all your bidding. So we love you guys, and we'll see you mañana.